Welkom terug by die program In Gesprek met Abida. Ek is Abida Dixon Mohammed, my tegnikus is Ilham Hussein. En ek het julle mos nou gebeloof, nê, dat ek gaan met 'n persoon gesels wat baie dinge kan doen en ek is so hartseer, want ek kan seker net die helfte van dit doen. Maar ons gaan nie vir ons worry nie, ons gaan nie vir ons worry nie. Dis hoekom hulle mos daar is om vir ons te leer, né? Ja, hulle is daar om vir ons te leer. Maar jy luister na Inspire Elsie's Radio en ons is hier by die Avenue Mall in Belwini Straat in Elsie's Rivier. Ons het 'n WhatsApp nommer hier en jy kan dan ook vir ons 'n boodskapie stuur. So die WhatsApp nommer is 068 102 4094. Ek gee hom vir jou in Engels as jy nie Afrikaans verstaan nie. 068 102 4094. So daar het jy dit. So my gas natuurlik wat ek meer gaan gesels is Abdul Aziz Schröder. En Abdul Aziz het eintlik niks bekendstel nodig nie, want hy is oral en ek bedoel oral. Maar laat ek net gou-gou vir julle sê om min of meer te weet van wie ek praat, gaan ek vir julle sê Abdul Aziz is dan ook die susterskind van die ontslape Toya Abrams. Assalamu alaikum Abdul Aziz, how are you?
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I'm good with the grace of the Almighty and shukran for the opportunity.
Ja, natuurlik. Ons is mos almal in hierdie bedryf, so ons moet mekaar mos lekker help.
That's correct, Auntie Abida.
Nou Abdul Aziz, ons begin gou by die begin. Wat wil Abdul Aziz gewees het of gedroom van? Hy wil wat wees as hy eendag groot is?
Ek gaan daai vraag nou antwoord in Engels because is te veel om te mention. At a very young age,
Yes.
I was always inspired with music, instrumentation, microphones, sound, and those type of things. And my biggest inspiration that I had came from my late uncle Toya Abrams. At about, I think it was about 15 years old. Okay, 12 years old, he left the shores of Cape Town to go and represent South Africa in a different part of the world. He then left his equipment with me and I started scratching around and finding an interest in the technical facility that I was exposed to. And I just found a love for it. And since there, I just went crazy. So I'm a technical junkie. I fix things, I build things. I'm the type that can fix your microphone, that very mic that you're talking from. I build recording studios and stuff. So the experience that I gained from the late Akbar Hussain, Babu Parkers, Anton, Clive Ridgway, and a name of others. And I'm grateful for all the opportunities that has arisen. You know, so like they say in Cape Town, was kapan.
Yes, definitely.
We don't hold back because in the creative sector, the competition is great, and that's the harsh reality. But it doesn't stop us from not being creative.
Yeah,
This one's going to say
definitely.
that one's going to say this. We go through challenges because of people's inferior complex, but it doesn't stop us from being who we want to be.
Yeah.
And I think that even with yourself, you've gained quite a bit of experience, and you've branched off into so many avenues in the creative sector. And people out there respect you for who you are. And sometimes it's not about the money, it's about the art and the craft that you developed, and you know how hard you've worked in the industry to gain that respect. And if people don't respect you for who you are and what you do, you move on and you open up the new chapter. And that's exactly where I'm at.
Nou, hier word Abdul Aziz groot. Abdul Aziz gaan toe nou skool toe. Ek kan nou net imagine, daai eerste dag toe daar nou gesê word, Abdulaziz, jy moet nou hier bly by die skool. Ek gaan nou huis toe. Het Abdulaziz gehuil?
You, I can imagine that very day.
Yes.
My parents taking me to school.
Mm.
First of all, I just wanted to be with my dad all the time
Yeah.
because
Okay.
um, my pa se familie, hulle het gedoen die filming vir die
Okay.
weddings and the
Mm.
sound and those type of things.
Yes.
And then I also grasped onto that. Um, when I entered the primary school, which is Rondebosch East Primary, um, I think it was grade two.
Mm.
Grade two or grade three, I met a guy by the name of Clive.
Okay.
Okay. Clive was the principal
Oh,
um, of the school.
yes.
Clive was a producer. So you get the Tony and Clive, the Ridgway brothers.
Yes.
Um, and Clive was a producer and he was a principal at the school. And he then found a liking in me because he could see my interests.
Okay.
I then became the sound guy at the school.
Mm.
So during every assembly, I'm the guy, little boy,
Mm.
that going sets up the speaker, make sure the piano gets moved on its place,
Mm.
testing 1 2 1 2, making sure that the microphone is working, and
Yes.
just getting the preparation ready for the assembly.
Okay.
Back at the ranch, I did not know that that was part of my development or my career
Mm.
choice that I would go into.
Nice.
Um, then I was invited to a studio and I was fascinated
Wow.
about the microphone.
Yes. Yes.
I'm like, yo, this is my dream.
Amazing.
I want a studio microphone.
Yes.
At that very age, I was very interested. So there's different generations of
Mm.
technology that has arisen.
Yes.
So at that age, people were still recording on the cassette,
Yes.
on the
Yes.
DAC
Mm.
player,
Mm. Mm.
and those types. So I was exposed at a young age with that is concerned. Moving a bit in the later years,
Yeah.
so I think it was till grade seven,
Mm.
where I then actually came out of the sound thing. And then they discovered that I can actually sing, I can
Mm.
perform, I
Yes.
can act. I then got involved in the school plays, in the
Mm.
school choirs,
Wow.
um, wrote two verses for the school, for the school song,
Mm.
very actively involved in the school itself to make
Mm.
sure that the school achieves what they want to achieve.
Mm.
And with me being passionate of what I want to achieve for myself,
Yes.
it was just like a glove that
Mm.
just incorporated nicely with one another.
Okay.
So I'm quite grateful for that opportunities
Oh.
that I had. Um, then it moved on. Dus ek moes nou klaar met primary school.
School.
I then went to high school,
Yes.
Belgravia High.
Okay.
Um, so when I when I developed my high school career,
Mm.
just ek nou in die singing phase
Groot ding
because
nou.
that's a big thing
Yes.
and my hare moet nou gegel word. My
Uh,
school shoes need to be polished every
yes.
day.
Ah.
En as jy 'n meisie is wat ek nou van hou, dan
Oh,
sing
lekker
ek vir
jy.
jou Lonely Girl in pouse in.
Uh.
Nou dan maak ek vir jou nou so special voel.
Oh,
And at
jette.
the time,
Uh.
at the time, um, it was the fame of the
Yes.
boy bands like the Deja Vu's, the
Okay.
Boys,
Mm,
and
mm.
fortunately enough, I had my uncle that was one of the lead members
Yes.
in the Boys drop me at school in the morning,
Yes.
and the girls used to stand
Uh.
outside by the gate and I say, "Oh, here is
Uh,
I'm of the boys talking him at school." En
yes,
hy het ook mos dan ook my 'n chirp gegee op die skouder.
exactly.
Dit sê, "Hey, ek is eintlik, you know." Um
Maar nou sê gou vir my, het Abdullah Aziz toe nou by die einde van die dag 'n bietjie brekgatterig geraak?
um well, I did have I'm not gonna lie to you, it developed.
It felt good.
I yes, kykie, ek sal vir jou dood sing man.
Yes.
Wat praat jy?
Ah,
You know, ek
mm.
is nie 'n singer nie, but gee vir my 'n mic dan wys ek
Dan
vir jou
wys ek vir jou.
what I can do. You know, so it was that type of vibe.
Yes, yes.
And then because of the singing during intervals and stuff,
Mm,
we were always this group of boys standing
yes.
behind the tuck shop, do
Mm,
whopping and singing and stuff.
mm.
And then they incorporated us into the fundraisers, like the
Okay.
Valentine's days, the
Yes.
cake sales.
Mm,
Listen, hulle gaan nou 'n song doen or whatever
yes.
the case
Uh,
may be.
mm,
And at that very time during high school,
yes.
we used to idolize people like Lukman Adams,
Mm,
Emo Adams,
yes.
Alistair Isabel,
Mm,
the boy band Jag,
yes.
those type of people, because they were the bee's knees at the time.
Yeah.
And one day I thought to myself, shoo,
Mm,
I want to be like them.
like them.
I want
Okay.
to be part of them. But nou, ek
Mm.
is mos nou 'n bietjie uh on the biggie side, so ek doen
Well
ook
built.
altyd dancing. Yes, ek is 'n bietjie over handsome. Ek
Yes.
weet nie of
Okay.
ek dans nie, but I've got the
Uh,
voice.
yes. Okay.
And then I told myself, okay, just
Maak 'n
give it
plan.
some
Maak 'n
time.
plan.
Yeah. So I then find during weekends and that
Mm.
I used to send my CV to companies. One of them are companies like AV Network,
Mm.
SK Sound,
Okay.
um, 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 Green Presentation,
Mm.
Gearhouse, um, as a little appy, you know, roll
Mm.
up the cables and um, dra die trok toe, haal op
Maar
die
dis mos ook maar
cable.
hoe mens mos maar leer, né?
Yes, so it's been there, and nou doen ons miskien die cricket.
Yes.
Nou die kabel is 400 meters.
Wow.
Dat ek die verkeerde pin gesit by die verkeerde kant aan, moet ek 'n hele kabel weer
Wat
oprol.
uithaal.
Yes, so it's all those
Mm.
experiences that
Yes.
happened, and
Mm.
one just kind of sit back and think, you know what, I've
Uh,
actually been through quite some bit, and
exactly.
everybody's got a unique story
Yeah,
to tell,
exactly. Mm.
you know.
Nou hier is
Uh,
Abdulaziz toe nou klaar nou met hoërskool. Sê gou-gou vir my, matriek homself. Was dit 'n goeie ding vir Abdulaziz?
okay, so this is the story where
Mm.
matric is concerned. I did not matriculate.
Okay. Alright.
I did not matriculate, but ek was by 4 matriek balls
Okay.
because ek het mos nou daai stem, you know,
Opgemaak.
en ek
Okay.
sing vir jou Lonely Girl as sy inkom
Ah,
daar
ah,
by daai hall, you know.
uh,
So I never matriculated.
yes.
From high school,
Mm.
I left, I think it was grade 10 or
Yes.
11.
Okay.
I walked straight into community radio.
Wow.
That became my turf.
Okay.
And at that age, I think I was 16 years old.
Mm.
16 years old, yes.
Mm.
Into community radio station, get introduced to the Babu Parkers,
Mm.
to the Akbar Hussains, to the Dara Parkers,
Yes.
um, people who basically opened
Doors for
the
you.
passage for me
Mm.
to where I am today.
Mm.
I worked in community radio for quite some time,
Yeah.
then moved into commercial radio, commercial radio back into community radio back into TV, national TV,
Mm.
from national TV back into radio. So it's been back and forth
Okay. All
up
right.
until the day that I decided I need to do something on my own.
Yes.
And reason why I chose to do something on my own, I always wanted something that nobody can take away from me.
Yeah.
Ek wil my eie baas wees. You're not
Yes.
going to dictate to me and say, kykie, sy het soveel ure gewerk vir die week, sy moet by die huis bly. No.
Yeah.
Then I then introduced and produced my own little jingles and
Oh,
stuff,
nice. Nice.
adverts, radio adverts, where I've been getting awards for and stuff in commercial radio.
Wow.
And then the birth of Tramakasi Studios came, which
Alhamdulillah.
is my own. That was born in the COVID pandemic.
Yes.
But in between those
Yeah.
timelines, all the dreams that I had
Mm.
actually happened. A
Alhamdulillah.
great friend of mine today and a great working colleague is Lukman Adams. Alistair Isabel.
Mm.
I always dreamed being with David Kramer, doing something.
Yes.
It's always been there.
Mm.
And everything has happened for me the way I wanted it to
To
be when
be.
I was little. So I'm
Wow.
living my dream.
Alhamdulillah. Amazing. Amazing. Nou
I'm living.
Abdulaziz, so het Abdulaziz nou bereik wat hy wil bereik het. En toe kom Allah nou en Allah besluit, okay, ek gaan nou vir jou iets gee om te kyk. Hoe gaan jy dit nou aanvaar en wat gaan jy daarmee maak? In a few minutes, give our listeners that story.
Sure. Auntie Abida, that is a story
Hmm.
that, when they say when something knocks on your door and it
Yeah.
comes home, that
Mm.
is one of those stories. So exactly 4 months ago, I'm sitting in the studio,
Yes.
I'm busy with the project, and I get this pain, just like a little tick
Yeah.
on my leg.
Mm-hmm.
I then call my son and I tell him, Zamil, you must come and help Dad. Just please take off my sock and my shoe.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was going to escalate the way it did.
Yeah.
Ended up in hospital. Was in hospital for just over 2-3 months. Doctor said, listen, we've diagnosed you with peripheral vascular disease.
Yeah.
That is where the blood start clotting, and in the arteries, there's no clear flow, so
Yeah.
it's clotting, so there's no blood flow.
Mm.
Unfortunately, we're going to have to amputate your right leg above
Wow.
the knee.
En wat het deur jou mind gegaan op daai oomblik toe hulle daai vir jou sê?
At that moment, I was thinking, Allah won't put me in a situation, or the Almighty won't put me in a situation that I can't handle.
Yes.
But being the type of person that I am, the go-getter, nothing holds me behind. Emotionally, it affected me.
Yeah, definitely.
Physically, it didn't.
Okay.
I was 1 week out of hospital. 1 week out of hospital, I was driving. It took me about 4 weeks for my amputation to heal. And I was on the road, I was on the field, I was in the studio doing my thing. But that whole process, when you're in hospital, you kind of think that everything in life becomes secondary.
Yes.
It's just you and your creator. And you need to make that call right there and say, listen, this is the path that I want to go.
Yes.
No friends, no family, nothing in this world that has monetary value
Yeah.
or emotional value
Mm.
can help you. It's only you and your creator.
Mm.
And when you're in that hospital, there is so much emotions that runs through
To your mind.
your body and
Mm.
your mind.
Mm.
And you make the decision that you want to go the route of the Almighty, you want to go the route of Allah to guide you
Mm.
and to ease your pain and to put you into a better position than what you are, because Allah's plans is above our
Yes,
plans.
definitely.
We can do whatever we want to do. If
Mm.
Allah decides at this day this is going to happen,
Yeah.
so be it.
Mm.
However, I didn't know that it was going to be um, intense the way it ended, but I was prepared for it.
Mm.
And I think that the reality is that one don't feel every day the same.
Yeah, definitely not.
Once you have,
Mm.
because your body's uneasy. Um, Now the other day I ended up back in hospital because the other leg was acting up.
Oh,
So I'm currently on blood thinners and
yes.
medication,
Mm.
homebound most of the time.
Yes.
I'm still creative in my creative space,
Yeah.
where they've made it very comfortable for me. I'm actually um, located inside the lounge
Yes.
with a bed and my microphone and my goodies is
Alles daar.
alles is om my.
Mm.
I could not um, go to the studio because it was too problematic. So
Yes.
they've built ramps for me um, to cart myself back and
Mm.
forth of what I
Mm.
need to do.
Mm.
So life carries on. It's just a bit
Mm.
of adjustment and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't feel every day the same, and
Same. Mm.
nobody will understand that until you are
You.
in that situation.
Position. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I've been very actively involved
Mm.
in so many groups of people that's been through what I've been through.
Yeah.
Um, group that
Mm.
guys, a group of guys that's got their prosthetic legs and
Mm.
stuff. So I'm quite actively involved in those type of things.
Yeah.
But what is important for me is that the closure
Yeah.
of this happening or the story is
Yes.
to tell my story.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because everybody's got a different story,
Story.
and that is part of my healing process.
Okay.
I'm not putting it out there for people to feel sorry
No, definitely
for
not.
this.
Yeah. Mm.
And also, if you look at my family tree,
Mm.
the same thing happened to my uncles, my late uncle Toya
Yes.
Abrams.
Yeah.
The same thing happened to my other uncle Yusuf Abrams.
Yes.
Then it happened to me, and it freaked me out completely because where they were laying in hospital and they
Hospital.
passed away, I was
Yeah.
laying at the very same
Same
place.
hospital.
So the
Ah.
emotions
So you could have you were actually
running
thinking now that that could have
crazy.
been your lost as well. Mm.
That was I wasn't scared to die,
Yeah.
but I knew
Mm.
it's right in front.
Ah.
It's right in front of me what I want to do. But
Mm.
Allah's given me a second chance.
Okay.
There's people that is in worse situations. This is
Yes.
only a limp. There's people
Mm.
that lose two limbs. There's people
Yes.
that are
Yes.
blind. They can't see.
Mm.
They can't hear.
Yeah.
So I'm still very much grateful
Okay. Abdulaziz is
Allah.
besig om op te breek, maar gou-gou voor ons gou-gou gaan afsluit, sê gou-gou vir my, julle is dan gou besig met 'n konsert storie en vir wat is die geld wat julle gou wil insamel? Voor ons nou gou-gou miskien nou nie verder met jou kan gesels nie, want jou lyn breek op.
Okay, so the fundraiser that we are putting together is aimed to fund my prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
All proceeds will go directly for my prosthetic leg, inshallah, and that will happen on town City Hall. It's all over social media. Search Abdulaziz Skruder or search Tramakasi Studios. It's there. There's very limited tickets left. But do this for other people. I have to do it today for myself.
Yes.
So I really appreciate it, and yeah, let's move forward in life, inshallah.
Okay. Abdulaziz Skruder, ek sê vir baie shukran vir wat jy die tyd afgestaan het om met my te gesels. Alles van die beste en ons gesels weer. Assalamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.